we cannot sustain development and growth without engaging the generation that is going to manage that growth, without engaging the generation that is going to be responsible for the growth as well. And one of the ways that we can be involved and engage in global development and change is by playing a part in decision making. Now, there are different levels of decision making, but one of the pivotal level of decision making is governance. The reality is that everything that we do in our lives is governed by a political system. When we're giving birth to, you are not confirmed giving birth to until the government issues you a birth certificate. As a matter of fact, when you get married, you are not married, even if you have paid the bride price. In the eyes of the law, you have not married except the government gives you a marriage certificate. As a matter of fact, when you die, you are not confirmed dead until the government issues you a death certificate. In other words, our totality and every phase of our lives is governed by a political system. The government tells us when we are born, when we get married, when we graduate in school, and when we die. So if such an institution that is pivotal to our existence, if such an institution that is important to our growth, they can tell you when to open your office and when to close. For example, right now, you dare not be outside at 10 o'clock in the night because the government has said there is a curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It does not matter who you are. The government institution can tell you when to move and when not to move. Of course, we have systems in Nigeria where you can be a big man and have a pilot, but in sane societies, government regulates almost every phase of our life. So how do we have strong institutions, sustainable government, honest and transparent politics, without the involvement of young people who are going to manage that future, who are involved in decision making in matters that affect us, who are involved in what is done and the financing of institutions that affect our lives, the budget into healthcare, the budget into education, the budget into social services. You can see that COVID has reflected the frail and the weakness of our system, our healthcare system, our educational system, and various other systems across board. And what is the way forward? And that is what this year's theme is about, the engagement of young people. I just sent a broadcast out now that when I say young people, while the United Nations age for a youth is 35 and below, it is not just the age that makes us young, but also the mindset that we carry. If you are young in age, but your mindset is ancient and archaic, and is not in consonance with the world of today and futuristic, then you are not relevantly justifying your youthfulness. So beyond just our age is also our strength. I'm a Christian and I believe in the scripture. The scripture says the glory of the youth is in their strength. It is our strength of mind, strength of character, strength of life that actually expresses our youthfulness. Now we have to channel that energy and strength into the development of our societies. And that is where politics come in. Now, I'm going to be practical with you in the 2 minutes I have. Engagement in the political space is not child's play. Neither is it for the weak at heart. Neither is it for the shallow-minded and the coward. It is a serious business that you must understand, but you also must know that you must not shy away from it because your life depends on it. If this society is going to be involved in your development, your growth from birth to death, and you want the best for it, you have a role to play. First, by holding the elected representative or the appointed representative, you must hold them accountable. You must play your part. There are two sides to this. There is the side that runs for, the sides that leads and the sides that follow. Let me start from the sides that follow, then I'll go to the sides that lead. As citizens, the most powerful office in every nation, in particular in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the office of the citizen. You have fiduciary and every other responsibility to ensure that government is accountable, is transparent, and delivers on their mandate. The challenge we have in a country like Nigeria is that there is so much poverty that people rather beg for bread than to hold leaders accountable. When people come to make electoral promises, you as citizens must be able to question them and ask them based on their manifesto. I would go personal a little bit. In the last election, I worked tirelessly and courageously for the current governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, because in my interaction with him, he made a lot of good promises, and I saw the genuineness and the sincerity of his heart to fulfill those promises. And you know, the greatest joy I have today is when I see those promises being fulfilled every day. I see him go to Abule Egba yesterday to commission the Oshodi interchange route, to start the new Cowrie travel card. He was always talking about the multimodal transport system for Lagos. He was talking about the water system for Lagos. And we spoke about this, and it's come to reality. We can hold him to his words. But many times, we as citizens have elected leaders that we cannot hold to their word because of a morsel of bread and what we want to eat. And most times, they don't go beyond 1,000 naira on election day, or cartons of Indomie and what have you. As citizens, we, as young people in our society, even if our parent has failed or if they are weak to be able to hold their leaders accountable, we must do our best to be able to hold our local government councillor, our local government chairman, and our SLGs and our supervisory councillors accountable. Why is that drainage not done? Why is that road not done? We must research, we must read, we must study. Those are part of our engagement. How much was released in the budget this year for our local government? Every month, our chairman collects a jack. What do they do with the allocation that comes to the local government? You must ask questions. The challenge is many of us, because we don't actually have perhaps the educational background or the financial muscle to be able to look at our local government chairman and ask those questions, which is where the responsibility comes in empowering yourself. Make sure that you face your book. Make sure that you get a good education. Make sure that you do the best for yourself. Even if you don't have 5 naira in your pocket, you must never forget the power of your dreams. You must become a person of excellence. That will give you the boldness to look at a world leader in the face and tell them the truth of your mind. I have always done this over and over again. In my short year of living so far, I have interacted with many world leaders, from Nelson Mandela to Her Majesty the Queen, to presidents in this country. And I have never been timid or shy to express my thoughts to them. In the 2015 election, I walked out to President Jonathan at a coach and I said, Your Excellency, you have a good heart, but this and these are the things that you have done wrong in this country and you could have done better. There is always that courage to speak the truth to power. You must be confident enough, no matter whose ox what is it called? You must be able to speak the truth to power. But that's that side as a citizen. As citizens, you must hold government accountable. You must be involved. You must use the power of your vote. You must join a political party. You must be in a party in your local government. Every politics is local. What wards do you belong to? Every environment in Nigeria is divided into 774 local governments and different wards in each local government. You must know the wards in your local government. You must decide what party you want to join and then go and register with that party in your local government. Play roles in those parties. Also, support other people in the party. When you go there as a young person in the party, bring innovation to your ward meetings. Be the scribe, write notes. On some days when you go there, pay for drinks for the members. Support the elderly in your society. In particular, be responsible. When you are responsible, they would engage you. They will give you opportunities. You will do so well. They would give you more opportunities, and then you can begin to expand. is the Yoruba will say, Jotabagun Kolamanga. People see me today in different roles and different capacity. But I've been in what I'm doing for 21 years. I got elected into the Nigerian Children's Parliament in the year 2000 as a teenager. In 2003, I became the one-day Commissioner for Information in Lagos State. I served in the Children's Parliament in 2005. I have served in many capacities. In 2007, I was a fellow of the British Council Belonging. In 2010, I was part of the British Council Global Change Makers in South Africa. In 2002, I was part of the British Council Connecting Futures program. In 2012, I became part of the US State Department International Visitors Leadership program. Why am I saying all these things? As a child, I had already been getting involved. So when you see me today, I'm on the board of SUBEB, I'm all over the world, I'm addressing world leaders, I'm meeting the Queen of England. It takes many years of personal development, working under the grace of God, and investment in self. In 2002, I led the Nigerian Children Delegation to the UN General Assembly Special Session on Children in New York in May. And in September of the same year, or was that 2001, 2002 as well, I led the Nigerian Children Delegation to the UN World Summit on Sustainable Development in South Africa. Now look at the trajectory. From the age of about 9, 10, 11, not because my parents were rich. I lost my father when I was 11. My mother was a single mother. I was raised in the Butemeta. But there was a sense of duty in me to be involved in policy, to be involved in decision making. I started my own NGO in 1998. 97, 98, General Action Against the Violation of Human and Children's Rights. If you go on YouTube, you see a video of me on CNN at the age of 16, live. It started as a young person. You must, as a young person, begin to volunteer, play a role. At 17, I was already working for Save the Children UK in England, left Nigeria to go and take up that role. You must begin to engage yourself. You must volunteer. You must serve. You must do something for free. Guess what? All those things that I've been doing for many years is the culmination of what God is using to lift me up today because of those experiences of many years. In 2005, I used my school fees, part of my school fees, I was doing my foundations in England, to come and organize a program in Nigeria, International Summer School for Young Africans at the ALF in Ota. Nobody paid a dime to attend that event. Even though we charged the conference fee, children came from all over Nigeria without paying any money, and they showed up at the venue. I had to go and withdraw my own tuition fee to pay for those things. Today, when God begins to open doors, people are surprised at the opportunities. And do not remember that the prices have been paid. Why am I telling you this? As a young person in your society, you must begin to do the work. You must organize. You must come together. You must unite and begin to run initiatives, becoming relevant in your community, becoming relevant in your local government. You must stand up and do something. That's it on the part of us as citizens. Now, as policy and decision makers, it is important that you know that to move from just being a citizen to be a first-class citizen or to be a policy maker and a decision maker requires strategy. There are two steps. One is easy. You're the child of somebody with a name. Someone in Nigeria, I'm telling you. Somebody who have served in NADECO or in one democratic movement over the years. It's easier for you. But if you are like me, your parents were never involved in the structure. You have to fight your way in. And to get yourself in there, it's not an easy job. Let me tell you something. There is what they call a queue system. When I was going to run for chairman some years ago in Lagos mainland local government, I went to meet exactly 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was 2016, August 11. Exactly about 4 or 5 years ago today, I went to meet some of my chairman of, I told him I wanted to run, sorry, I got a phone call came in. I told them I wanted to run for chairman of my local government. And they said to me, I was too young to be chairman. That why wasn't I even aspiring to be councillor or to be, not even councillor. Said there was a queue that I had to wait. I should go and be doing party work in my ward and try to volunteer in my ward. But I've done so much over the years. I had served in different capacities for the government over the years. But they told me there's a long queue. But you know what I did? I focused on development. I did what I knew best to do. I started organizing. I started pulling together. I organized vocational training programs for people. Over 7,000 people were graduated with over 40 different skills: cooking, cake making, photography, and what have you. We had all of that. We had a massive concert in my local government. We gave sponsorship, jam from, has never been done before. And they said, where did this small boy come from? Before you knew it, in less than 6 months of campaign, everybody was talking about us because of the energy of the youth that we brought into the whole process. The rest is history today, but you can never erase that from where we are today, because the journey has been a learning point. What am I saying? If you want to get involved, not just as citizens, to hold leaders accountable, but to be one of the leaders, you must be strategic. You must be willing to pay the price. You must go and join a party. You must serve in the party. You must add value to your community. You must impact. You must run projects. It doesn't matter even if you don't have much money. It's not everything you need money for. Go and volunteer. Teach the little children in your area. Support the parents. Whatever you have, share with people. Be relevant, be helpful. Let people know you as a noble person. Be respectful, be humble. When you have all these virtues and you begin to play a role, you begin to volunteer, you bring those knowledge into your society and your environment, doors will begin to open for you and you begin to expand. I know our time is very short, so I don't want to speak too much. I think I will just leave the rest. If there is any question and answer, I might be able to. But above all, let my last statement be this. One of my Egbon who died recently, Rich Dayo Johnson, taught me this when I brought him to Nigeria in 2005 to speak at our program. It says, at the end of our lives, we will not regret the things at which we failed. We will regret the things at which we hoped for, but never made any attempts to achieve. So you will not regret the things that which you failed. You will only regret the things that which you hoped for, but did nothing to achieve. You did not aspire for it. You made no step. You took no step, and you just want everything to happen. Thank you so much, everyone, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dayo Israel, for the amazing, amazing insights you've shared so far. You know, personally, I've been inspired by all you shared, and I just want to keep encouraging you to continue the great work that you do. You inspire a lot of us. And two key things that I personally have taken, and I just would like to share with everybody listening here today, is it's important that we all get involved. If the Nigeria and if the world and our various countries are going to get better, we can't sit on the byline. We have to get involved in the little ways that we can, and that comes with taking.
Can I quickly say something?
Yes, please.
Can I finally add that you may not make it when you start? Please don't give up. When I ran for chairman, I didn't get the ticket. I never gave up. I ran for House of Assembly at the next election. I did not get the ticket, but I never gave up. I continued working for the party. I continued working in my community. As a matter of fact, I went on to have the privilege of working alongside Mr. Bangoshe Martins on a lot of things for the government. And today, I sit on the board of the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, the organization responsible for the management of basic education, which is primary 1 to GSS 3 in Lagos State. Now, let me tell you what is instructive there. I wanted to be chairman of my local government. I didn't get a chance. Then I wanted to be chairman of my constituency, which was 2 local government. I didn't get a chance. But because of my tenacity, I am now responsible for education, basic education. I'm the permanent board member for quality assurance, alongside other permanent board members and our chairman. 7 of us, with the board secretary, 8 of us, in managing basic education across the state. I failed, let me use that word fail, but it wasn't a failure. I didn't get to do the local government.
Okay.
I didn't get to do the constituency at that time. Guess what? I am now doing the whole of the state. I am in charge of quality assurance in all our public primary schools, 1,016 of them in 57 government else in Lagos State. So never
Okay.
fail doing it. It will pay off someday.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, sir.